Hello, welcome to LittleBigArt Studio. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a very simple bit of scenery, I guess, set piece. So yeah, this could be used for scenery, same principle, same idea. What you will need first of all is the decoration mount. Now a lot of you probably know how to do this already, but this is just for if you're new or if you need some tips to brush up on, really. Now I was looking at doing it with these because you can tailor these to be a certain colour. Yeah, let's go, but I wanted a more sort of, I don't know, grainy type object. So I did find one that would allow you to change colour, and it was a tube, a pipe. Where was it? Here we go, long pipe. So let's get to a good angle. Simply place this on. Now at the moment, yes, it looks like a pipe, but we are now going to adjust accordingly. Now you want to set this to scale from top, yes, which means obviously, like it says, it was scale from the top, and we simply want to make it bigger. A bit wider. Unfortunately you can't taper it and bring it out as well. Now you want to bring it in so you can quite easily see the shape there, but we kind of want it to be I suppose a bit bigger, because you want it in scale with your sack boy. So make sure it is in scale. So let's have a look now with sack boy standing next to it. Not have that music interrupting. So now if we want to make it solid, so it seems like Sackboy can walk on the outside, etc., then you'll simply need to place a material. In fact, that's a material you can grab, so you won't want that. I'm going to simply grab a bit of stone, white speckled or something like that would do. Sand, no, let's have a look. Textured grey. White speckled concrete kind of says. Looks appropriate to me. That's easier to work in grid. Always easier to work in grid. And then you just want to make the piece roughly to the size of your object. You can actually keep it as the original piece if you want the as it is there, and then set it on the other side. This is only if your scenery needs to be interacted with by a player or a character in your film or whatever. So now we want to bring it, turn off the grid completely. Let's just bring it slightly down. And then we want to copy this piece. I'll show you what I was doing. Bring it back. Now, or you can, a simpler way of doing it would actually be to, let's just do it the simpler way, which would be just to make it actually 2 spaces. And then all you want to do is make that invisible by turning the opacity down to 0 and the fade time down to 0. So now but as you can see, the obvious problem is Sackboy walks inside the object, but we can just repeat the process. You don't want it to overlap too much. And then bring that across. And that should be tall enough because the player's not going to get beyond that point. And then simply make those parts invisible again. So now, oops, that looks a bit strange, doesn't it? Well, that's, I was going to say that's easily remedied. We could put something. It's not worth actually putting, I was going to say put slider, but if you put a slide on there, the character can get stuck and it causes problems. Slides don't behave the same as normal material. Be nice to have an object to make it so it does behave. So you probably want to extend this out accordingly. On either corner, like so. It's almost as big as the back piece, but now yeah, it may be easier just to block that off altogether in my opinion, but there we go. You can adjust and get that perfectly, but we for the purposes of what I'm showing you here, that shows you exactly what to do. How to do it. Tiny little step there. So now the other thing is you may want to add things like doors, windows, etc. And there is an object within your objects, collected objects, etc. You should have this in here. I think it's under other actually. Let me find it. Here we go, yep. And that's a decoration. And we can't see it. A decoration helper. And what that does is allows you to place things at a certain sort of oh yeah, that can move through anything. So you could set the sort of level you want it to be on. But I don't think that's entirely going to help. So the other way to do it is to go back here, and it looks about 30%. So what you want to do is set this to the correct amount. Let's use something we're all familiar with, the Sackboy symbol, if I can find it. Let me find. And you want to scale from the top again, and that's important. Let's find the Sackboy symbol. There's a nice sun, but we don't really want that. We want the Sackboy symbol. Here we go. Now simply scale from the top, and you want to scale inwards, doing it on the maximum axis, so it affects both ratios, both numbers, and just bring it back until it's in place, but it's not looking like, so it's not looking like it's going to go in place. So might be easier to put a higher ratio and then bring back, there we go. So we now know 160, and then you can fine tune accordingly, so about 155. And now you have the detail there. You can obviously add more detail, and I'm going to quickly do that, and then I'll show you what I've done, and you can have a look at the finished result. And you can also add railings, anything else like that, make it look like the object you're trying to create. Here I've just done a lighthouse, nice and simple, but you can make whatever you like really, and it's just using your imagination and changing things in the stickers and decorations, mostly decorations. Right, so I'll see you in a minute once I've finished creating the lighthouse.